Well, hello, I am Matt Williamson. How is everyone doing this fine day? Gearing up for the Steelers' trip to Buffalo. Crazy weather in store. As we always do, we're going to break down one side of the ball. This is when the Bills have the football, and warning, some of the Josh Allen stuff I'm going to tell you is bonkers. But here we go. Buffalo's offense averages 5.7 yards per play this season. That's fourth best in the league. Over the past three games, they're at 5-5, which is also great. Steelers defense gives up 5.4 and 5.8 over their last three games. Not so great. Only one offense used a sixth offensive lineman at a higher rate than Buffalo, which uses tactic 10.5% of the snaps. That's a very high percentage. I think you're going to see a lot of 6-0 line from Buffalo. Only one defense used their nickel package with 5 defensive backs on the field at a lower percentage than Pittsburgh. In turn, they were first in base, Steelers, and second in dime. Again, we talk about this a lot. I'm going to write an article at some point over the week or over the offseason that need to be more middle of the road with their defensive personnel. The Bills convert a series of downs into a new series of downs at the league's third best rate, 77%, which is really high. League average is 70%. Steelers defense allows a conversion of 68%, which is only 4 defenses are better. So both are really good in that regard. When the Bills drop back to pass, per EPA, only San Francisco and Dallas have been more effective. Now, here's some Josh Allen stuff that's pretty crazy. All QBs have 250 pass attempts. 31 guys qualify for that. He's 10th in completion percentage. Fine. 4th in passing yards, 9th in yards per attempt, 5th in touchdown passes, 7th in average depth of target. Only 8 of 31 qualified passers have a higher average time to throw. He also has the best pressure to sack rate in the NFL. So he gets pressured a lot, but that doesn't mean you get him on the ground. Now, Allen had a career-high 18 interceptions and 22 total giveaways this season. Only Sam Howell threw more interceptions. He's got 41 giveaways and 32 interceptions over the past 2 seasons. Both are the most in the league. The Bills are 16-0 when Allen doesn't have a giveaway since 2020. Allen has thrown 3 or more touchdowns in 3 of his past 4 playoff starts. He became the first player in NFL history with 40-plus touchdowns in 4 straight seasons. Allen has accounted for 2 or more touchdowns in 16 straight games. He accounted for over 86% of the Bills' touchdowns this past season, the highest percentage of any player since 2017. He is a bad mamma jamma. Last week, he attempted 38 passes, only 8 were incomplete, and he finished the day with 359 passing yards. Shakir, Diggs, and Kincaid all had at least 6 catches and at least 84 receiving yards. Yards per route run. Diggs comes in a little over 2.06. Shakir's at 1.99. Gabe Davis at 1.5. I don't think he's going to play. And Trent Sherfield's at 0.5. Diggs rebounded last week. He caught 7 passes for 87 yards, but in his 7 games before that Miami game, he averaged just 4.3 receptions per game and only 37.5 receiving yards. I mean, that's a long stretch. Diggs is just one of 4 players all times with 100 or more receptions in 4 straight seasons. He has 27 catches for 301 yards in his past 3 games against the Steelers. Diggs averaged just 58.6 receiving yards and 0 touchdowns, though, over his past 5 playoff games. Joey Porter Jr. averaged 0.9 yards per coverage snap this season as the nearest defender. That is 4th lowest of any NFL cornerback with at least 250 snaps. I think he will be glued to Diggs. The Steelers are allowing the 3rd most yards per reception to receivers aligned out wide, though. That says a lot about the other corners, doesn't it? Dalton Kincaid has a target share of 25% and 22% over the past 2 games, but since Dawson Knox returned in Week 14, Kincaid has only been on the field for 71% of the snaps. Kincaid concluded the season with the 2nd most receptions and yardage amongst rookie tight ends. His 73 receptions are the 4th most in NFL history for a rookie tight end. Kincaid is gunning for his 3rd straight game with 80-plus receiving yards. Interesting stuff here. During his first 4 games with Joe Brady as Buffalo's offensive coordinator, James Cook had a 31% targets per route run. However, over the past 3 games, that percentage is down to 13%. Still, with Brady as coordinator, Cook averages 16.7 carries per game as well as 3.7 targets. He's pretty much getting the ball about 20 times a game. Of all running backs with at least 50 targets, Cook's 2.5 average depth of target is the highest in the league, so he goes down the field. His yards per route run is 4th, and his yards per target is 2nd. Cook's yards per receptions ranks 1st. Only Rachaad White has aligned out wide a higher percentage than Cook, and only 7 backs have aligned in the slot a higher percentage than Cook. His 1537 scrimmage yards this season was 3rd amongst all running backs. However, Cook averaged 136.8 scrimmage yards per game between weeks 10 and 15, but just 55.3 over the past 3 games. Steelers' completion percentage allowed is 6th best in the NFL. Average time to throw against the Steelers is 2.53 seconds. Only 6 defenses are less. The Bills allowed just 1.5 sacks per game, the best in the league. At home, that number drops all the way down to 1.1, easily the best in the league. Pittsburgh's defense generates 2.8 sacks per game. Only 6 defenses are better, but that's also with Watt. Pittsburgh's defense is ranked 6th in pressure rate since week 9. The Steelers blitz at the NFL's 5th highest rate. I think you will see that drop dramatically. How about this? The Steelers have batted down 15 passes a season. Only Kansas City has more. Now here's some Watt stuff. Unfortunately, he's not going to be in the mix. He had 2 sacks in Baltimore, 2 more quarterback hits, and 3 tackles for loss. Finished the season with 19 sacks, 19 tackles for loss, 36 quarterback hits, an interception, 4 forced fumbles, and 3 fumble recoveries. He led the NFL in sacks and quarterback hits. Watt became the first player in NFL history to lead the league in sacks 3 different seasons. He, along with his brother JJ, are the only 2 defenders in history to have 19-plus sacks and 8-plus pass defenses in a single season. And you probably know this, but the Steelers are 1-10 when Watt isn't available. Watt is responsible for 40% of the Steelers' sacks. 14 different Steeler defenders registered a sack during the 2023 season. The only offense that uses play action at a lower rate than Pittsburgh is the Bills. How about that? Well, with the playoffs right around the corner, NBA season's in full swing, BetOnline has you covered with all the up-to-second odds, news, and scores. With additional odds, lines, trends, and info on both desktop and mobile, you can access the world's best wagering information anytime. Head there today and get into the action and see all the updated odds. Remember to use the promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, all caps, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts. Now let's talk run game. Only 6 offenses average more rushing yards per game than Buffalo, and their 4.3 yards per carry is 8th best. However, only 3.5% of Buffalo's rushing attempts have gained 15-plus yards. Only 4 offenses are worse. Since the Bills' Week 13 bye, they are averaging 36 carries per game, most in the NFL. They run the ball a lot. Pittsburgh has surrendered just 9 rushing touchdowns. Only 2 defenses have allowed fewer. The Steelers allowed 2.6 yards after first contact, which is 6th best in the league. Now here's some Allen rushing stuff, which is crazy. He finished the season with 13% of the Bills' designed rushing attempts. That's well below his average of 18% for his career. However, over the past 2 games, that number shoots up to 30%, as well as scrambling on 9% of the Bills' plays. He has 27 rushing attempts over the last 2 games. I mean, remember, these are playoff-type games for the Bills. It's when they lean on him. He has 8 of the Bills' 13 carries inside the 5-yard line over the past 4 games. He also rushed for 67 yards last week. His 15 rushing touchdowns leads an NFL record for quarterbacks, 15 rushing touchdowns. Allen and Derrick Henry are the only players in the league with 6+ rushing touchdowns in each of the past 6 seasons. How about that? So how about running backs with 100+ carries? Cook's 4.73 yards per carry is 8th best in the league. His 2.35 yards before first contact is 3rd highest. Last week, Gus Edwards and Melvin Gordon combined to carry the ball 17 times for 66 yards with a long gain of 29 yards. These two averaged only 2.3 yards per carry on the other 16 carries, though. On the second level of the Steelers' defense last week, we talked about this on Monday, 4 linebackers played between 13 and 35 snaps. I would think Roberts takes control of that in his second game back. All 17 games this year, Buffalo has started the same 5 offensive linemen. The combination of Mitch Morse at center, Osiris Torrance at right guard, Connor McGovern at left guard, Spencer Brown at right tackle, and Dion Dawkins at left tackle have missed just 109 snaps the entire year between the 5 of them. And they all should be healthy for this one. Dawkins had a cut on his hand that was nasty, but that doesn't keep people out of games week to week. And last thing, Steelers finished the 2023 season 5th in red zone defense. The Bills finished 6th in red zone offense. So there you have it. That side of the ball is a little frightening. Weather will be the Steelers' friend. Not having Watt sure doesn't help. But check out my article this week. I do talk about how reinforcements in the back 7 are helpful. All right, take care. See you.